What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV. We have the Redmi Note 11S. Now, I've already done a video on this phone with the first 30 tips and tricks that you should do. I'll link that video down below if you want to watch it. But this phone is $250. Very inexpensive smartphone, and you get a lot for your money. You're getting a 6.43-inch display, 108 megapixel camera on the back, 8 gigs of RAM, and then also a 5,000 milliamp battery and much more. We'll talk about that in a moment, but this is the box that it comes in. When you open up the box, we'll open it up, see what comes inside. You can see you do get a charger, a fast charger, and also a USB-C cable to charge everything up. Now that charger might look a little different because this is the international version. So if you do buy this in America, you're probably gonna have to get an adapter for that charger or just use an old charger that you have. You also get a squishy plastic case in here, which is always great to have, and a SIM card ejector and a bunch of paperwork as well. Taking a closer look at the phone, it is a plastic phone. Plastic phones are great. They're not gonna crack. They feel lighter. There's nothing wrong with this at all. It's got a nice little shiny resemblance. It is a little bit fingerprinty, so your fingerprints will get on the back of this, especially if they're greasy from eating French fries or greasy bag of chips. You can see the Redmi branding right there. You've got a power button and volume keys. Power button does act as a fingerprint sensor. On the top, you get a speaker as well as a headphone jack. Very rare occurrence to see a headphone jack on a phone, so it's always nice to see. And then at the bottom, another speaker and USB-C port. This also does allow you to put micro SD card expansion into it, which is, again, amazing to see on a phone these days. Having both of them is a very, very rare occurrence. It used to be very common a few years ago, not so much anymore. Now, let's talk about the fingerprint sensor. You can see it works excellent. It's definitely one of the best fingerprint sensors I've personally ever used. Very accurate and very fast. The processor, because we are speaking about fast, inside this one is a MediaTek Helio G96. I did run a benchmark. I'm not huge on benchmarks, but if you're curious to see what the benchmark is, the benchmark ended up being, let's see what I got. I got a score of 496 on the single core and 1864 on the multi-core. So it's not going to break any records. It's kind of slow, to be honest with you. But performance of the phone is actually pretty good. I don't notice a lot of lag or anything like that in the short time that I have been using it. I'll just open up a couple apps here. Here's Instagram. As you can see, Instagram opens up pretty quickly right there, and then just clicking around on stuff. It has a 90 hertz refresh rate on here, so you get to see the beauty of a fairly refreshed, fast display. A lot of them are 120, if not more nowadays, but it runs really, really nicely on here. Open up Twitter next. You saw a little bit of lag there when I was closing the app, but nothing too crazy. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Look at my, I don't know why it says there's no wrestling media links on there. That's weird. But let's just, we'll click on somebody's profile here. Who's going to be the lucky one? Who's going to be the lucky one? Not Jimmy's promo. How about GameSky? We'll click on GameSky's profile. See his tweets. The display is pretty good as well. But performance, again, not super fast, but fast enough to you'd probably be happy with, what you're doing on here. You're not going to be able to play crazy games, but let's talk about some games that do come pre-installed and other things that become pre-installed, because one of the games that does come pre-installed is Pubg. So it's powerful enough to run Pubg on there, but not a ton of apps come pre-installed. ShareMe, File Manager, Maps. I installed some of these other ones like Send Anywhere. AliExpress comes pre-installed, which let's see if I can uninstall it even though it comes pre-installed. Amazon came pre-installed. Make sure I can uninstall that. Yep, so all that's nice. So they do have some pre-installed apps, but at the end of the day, if you don't like them, you can uninstall them. Let me see, My Remote, Netflix came pre-installed, this music app came pre-installed, Pubg came pre-installed. That's pretty much it, so not too bad. Let's just open up Subway Surfers real quick. I can show you how this runs. This isn't a crazy game. Almost any device will run this, but just so you're curious to see, I'm going to lower the volume on this. Let's see, tap to play. Here we go. Let's get to it. Flip up, flip up. It's running really, really nicely. Doesn't seem any jagged edges or anything remotely bad with this when you're playing this on the game. The phone's not overheating yet. I did run the benchmark and the Geekbench score, and it didn't get hot either, which is a nice sign. And just taking photos and videos either. I took a handful of photos and videos. It didn't seem to get hot either. So the whole time I've been using it, I'm not going to say it's never going to get hot on you, but just in the time that I've been using it, it hasn't overheated or anything like that. So far so good. Ooh, I scared you guys, huh, there? Pretty good. This might be the furthest, one of the furthest times. I feel like every time I play this game on a phone, I get better and better and better. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why doesn't that guy get off my heels? Man, I'm doing so good. Neil, there he's gone now. Oh, come on. Oh, I got the O. Here we go. Doing good so far. Whoa, hit the wall. There you go. All right, so we have YouTube up now. We're going to play a video, play my Redmi video. Okay, we got that playing right now. We will turn it sideways and we will turn the volume up as well. Without further ado, let's jump into this video. So the first thing you want to do is just a couple things here. Swiping down from the left or the middle, you're going to get your notifications. Swiping down from the top right, that's where you're going to get your quick toggles where you can control your phone, such as turning off Wi-Fi. So one thing I notice about the speakers is they do sound a little bit tinny. They don't sound bass impressive, nor is the volume all that loud. The screen, you can see, does look pretty good even from the edges. No problems with that. One thing I've noticed is at a halfway brightness, it's not awful, but it's definitely not what I would want. But again, this is a $250 phone. When you max it out, it does get pretty bright so that you can see everything, at least in my eyes. But even at halfway, I mean, it's still doable compared to, you know, some other phones that I've played with. So not too bad in terms of the display quality and everything like that. It does have that punch hole, the 6.43 inch 1080p plus resolution. And, you know, so at the end of the day, it's not that bad. So of course, this is a smartphone, meaning that it has some cameras on it. Has a selfie camera, which goes up to 16 megapixels. And then it also has some shooters on the back, 108 megapixel, 8 megapixel, 2 megapixel, and a 2 megapixel. Does 1080p video on the front and the back. So let's check out some samples. But before we do that, this is the camera app. Not bad at all in terms of how to use it. Very intuitive. You do get a pro mode, so you can take control of everything about the camera. You get your video, you got your photo, your portrait, you got more modes as well, such as night mode, 108 megapixel mode, short video, panorama, documents, slow motion, time lapse, all of that stuff. All right, here's the front camera. It only does 1080p 30. Actually, all of the cameras on here only do 1080p 30, but this will show you how well stabilization is if you were using the front camera and how good the microphones are as well. Here's the main camera. Again, 1080p 30, like I told you, little backlight so you can see how it reacts when it gets out of the backlight, when it's in the backlight. Let me know if you think this sounds good, looks good, all of that stuff in the comments down below. Here's the back camera, ultra wide. Pretty nice ultra wide in terms of how wide it goes. You can see everything that you want to see. Sky looks beautiful. It's completely blue sky today, no clouds at all. I'll turn this out around myself so you can get an idea. Oh, this might look better. A little bit too much sun though, but yeah, it's a really sunny day out here in January, and I got a t-shirt on, nice and warm. Beautiful day out here in San Diego. Another thing I wanted to mention is how great the software is on this. So there's tons of customization. On the home screen, you have your Google feed, you have your home screens, you have your app launcher, and you have all this other stuff as well. So when you press and hold here, and you go into the little gear at the bottom here, you can change your transition effects. You can come in here and change your home screen layout, the size of it, fill the cells of uninstalled apps, lock the home screen layout. There's more information here as well that you can toy through. But if you do it as well, if you press over here, you actually have all this other stuff in here as well. So you can download themes for your phone, so it changes the sounds, the icons, the backgrounds, all of that kind of stuff on here, which is excellent to see on here. This, if you're coming from an Galaxy phone, you'll be right at home with all this stuff. They've got a Wallpaper Store, which obviously you can download wallpapers from anywhere, but having it built into the phone is great. You also have different ringtones that you can download, your profile, and then also in here you have your regular settings, and there's tons of stuff in here as well, from updating your phone to updating your apps to changing the display settings, your always on display and lock screen, themes, wallpaper, home screens, additional settings, special features. There's tons of stuff on here to make this phone really spectacular in the software department. So if you're looking for a phone that's really inexpensive and that does everything that you want to do with it, maybe not the best, it might not be the best camera, it might not be the best speakers, it might not be the best display, it might not be the fastest, but if you're looking to save some money and get a solid quality phone that has a good display, okay speakers, the look and feel of it feels pretty good, even though it's a plastic phone. It's got a headphone jack. It's got expandable storage on here. It's got a good enough amount of storage just right off the bat with 128 gigs. It's got 8 gigs of RAM. This isn't a bad phone at all. So if you're looking to pick one up, I'll link it down below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.